I just moved to LA, so I sat down through my depression and wrote this script, and then kept coming back to it over the years, and finally just decided to make it because I knew it wasn't something that would probably appeal to studios, and I knew even if studios were interested, I would never be able to do what I did, to be as involved as I was in this process. I was born and raised in Chicago, then we moved to Marinette. We've just met some great people there, and it's really, I still go there a lot, and I spend a lot of time there during the year, so it's sort of still home, or my adopted home, I guess. But I'm a huge fan. It's anti-LA. Like LA is, I always say, 95% style, 5% substance, and Marinette is like 5% style, 95% substance. So it's a good contrast to LA. Perfect place to go. I took a lot of abuse being a Bear fan there. Bears suck! Bears suck! Bears suck! They're very loyal fans. They're the best and the worst about sports fans, because you want to go, the town owns the team, it's got this community, they're great fans, they're live and die with the Packers. And on the other hand, you just want to go, you know what, it's a sport, relax. Bears suck! Bears suck! Bears suck! Bears suck! They do a fair amount of drinking there. And they're just really, the characters in the movie are all sort of based on people I knew, and they're just fun characters, fun people, and they have this spirit, I guess, about them. They're just really fun to be around.
The community has been so involved in this production. It's been fantastic. We would not be making this film if we weren't shooting it. I'm convinced that if we weren't shooting it in Marinette, Wisconsin.
It was shot for under $500,000, just under $500,000 probably at the end of the day.
I'm not a believer in that you really need huge amounts of money to make really good pictures. I think the less money the better, because then you're just a lot, you're a lot more frugal, and you don't waste money, and everything is really a lot more precious. I think it's a good way to go, personally.
Everybody's been giving so much to this film, in terms of housing. We've got a crew and cast spread out all over the city in different entities of, from people willing to give their houses and hotels, hotel rooms and everything like that. So it's just, it's been a blessing in disguise. So it's been nice.
Basically, we needed to find a place to stay for free and a place for the crew to stay, and that's how we all ended up in the psych ward.
The Bay Area Medical Center we actually gave us this the second floor, which used to be the psych ward of the Menominee Hospital. It's nice because everything's anti-hang yourself proof, and they have a ping pong table in the back.
It's kind of neat. I think as a crew it's a neat concept because it's brought a lot of people together.
A little bit too cozy of a situation. We're sharing rooms. Some people are even tripling up. I remember at one point we had 4 people staying in a room that's meant for 2 people. And we're sleeping in hospital beds, which are actually surprisingly comfortable.
Set of Godfather of Green Bay right now. My action is just starting.
Star 16.
It's midnight. Everyone's tired.
It's 1:15.
It's 1:15 and everyone's tired.
Like every day on the movie, today has been the best 3 days of the week.
Typically we're here 12 hours waiting around, and it's kind of fun. If we were in a bigger town or in LA, we would never get this opportunity. But here, it's a small town, we're big fish, so it's kind of fun.
Pete has had a long day. All his family's been out here. His mom cooks soup in the morning. His sister's on vacation. His other sister, I don't know what she does, but she was here. He's got 4 brother-in-laws and 2 sisters. I don't know what. You figure that one out.
No, it's called a mouse, though.
Things are crazy. Brian's on the ship together. He was 15 when this project started. 15.
He read the script and said, called me right away and said something about genius. I didn't get the whole thing, but anyway, it was something along the lines of brilliant was used a couple of times. I don't remember, no. But he liked it. He said, this, you should do this yourself. And he kind of encouraged me to do it that route, to go that route too, to make it. He said, I'll produce it and we'll make it together and you direct it and be in it and make it your film. So I did. And I really could not have done it without him, because he knew, he'd been through it before. He's a real producer, he's a guy who's produced films and knew exactly what he was doing, and really was just really helpful from everything from getting a project going to when we were on the set telling me I might want a shot from here, I might want a shot from here. Just very knowledgeable about film.
to the reverse, and we just like hit the stand with it.
Which guy are you gonna have
Be the
do that?
silliest fucking thing, you know what I mean? Guy pops up one gun, and meanwhile we cut back, and the whole thing is
I'm
exploding.
gonna make a naked gun here. That shoots faster, right? Than these
Oh
things?
yeah.
Okay. All right. Good.
I figured that's what you're looking for.
Yeah.
So we don't have dust
Boom.
ball.
I said it looks
Dust
like
ball.
a civil war, like they're fighting the Civil War. There should be a guy next to him banging the drum.
You said musket.
Working with the actors, I thought was the fun part, especially with the cast we had. It was just such a ball. It was like there was all these comics around all the time, and it was just so much fun.
Comedies are more fun to cast because it's so much fun to find comedians to put in comedic roles, and it's a lot more fun on set because everybody's laughing and you're not in a drama or everybody's crying or it's dramatic. So it's more fun to be doing a comedy.
Tony Goldwyn and Lauren Holly came in, and they were really a lot of fun too. And so that was the most fun about directing. I would say was just working with the actors.
So Lauren, tell me, when you read this script, what made you want to do the movie?
I just always wanted to go to Wisconsin.
Oh, I was thrilled. I was like, she's to me is Molly. She's just the perfect Molly.
But he just keeps saying, no, just tell me I'm handsome and kiss me again and it'll be great. That's the character.
Because Molly kind of has this simple elegance to her that I think Lauren has naturally.
You had to do this interview after I had some tequila, didn't you?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, I thought the script was really funny and well written, and I thought the character was pretty outrageous.
The only thing I'll say about Tony is I said, I see your character. He said, how do you see my hair in this or something? And I said, you can either go buzz cut or mullet. And he said, what's a mullet? So I had to tell him what a mullet is. He goes, oh yeah, I've seen those. Those are funny. So he had to wear that mullet around Wisconsin for 5 days, which I thought was really funny.
Oh yeah there, Pete. You opened up a whole new world to me, and I'm gonna grow one of these suckers. It's great.
And he's such a great actor and he was just so easygoing and down to earth. He was great. I mean, we got lucky with him.
It's fun to work with someone like Pete, who's really smart and has a really good sense of humor and has really good taste. He's got a really good instinct for what works. So he's doing great.
We got great talent, local talent. We had people from Reno and Marinette that we used. We had people that we found in Milwaukee that were great.
I thought we would really find a lot of great actors, out of Chicago, but I think the surprise was finding amazing talent out of Milwaukee. So that was just wonderful.
Slugs and Rat Boy are both from Milwaukee.
Obviously, Rat Boy. Eric Price, who's going to be just huge one of these days. He is very funny, and he calls himself a rubber face. And we saw his tape, and we immediately knew he would be in the movie. And I was just trying to figure out where we were going to put him.
I felt like I went over the top right off the bat, and I think they like that. I was, oh geez, yeah, oh Christ, okay, yeah, and they're like, that's exactly what we want.
Rob Martin came in on the bartender role, and they looked at Rob, and I said, how about this guy for Slugs?
I've only been doing this for about 1.5 years, 2 years, and I've been doing a lot of commercial work and a lot of stuff locally in Milwaukee.
And they both, the producer and the writer, they both said, no, he's not right. And we had a callback session. I thought, this guy's right. And so I brought him in anyway, and he's the one that got the part.
I'm just ecstatic that I'm in a trailer on a movie set.
Yeah, we really, I think, hit the jackpot, talent-wise. We did really well there.
Everybody, I'm just meeting everybody in the cast for the first time, and it's really fun. It's a really remarkable bunch of people. Every single person in the movie so far is just hilarious across the board. I can't remember all of their names.
When I found out Tom was interested, we already had an offer out to another actor, and I was like, I thought this will be our first problems. We'll get this actor who. When I found out Tom was interested, I was like, we got to get him. So it worked out. The other guy passed, and Tom wanted to do it.
It's incredibly fun. It's the funniest bunch of people I've been around in a long time, and I did quite a bit of improvisation. A lot of it's about rape and squirrels. So we'll see. It might be on the cutting room floor, but I hope it's not.
Yeah, actually, this is the first time I've got to kind of play me a little bit in a role, so that tickles me because I get to use. Get to be a little bit natural. He's a little more obnoxious. He's the obnoxious me. He's the drunk. That's how I decided to play it. Was the drunk and obnoxious me.
I'm getting a rash from wearing this thing. That's the hardest part about this character. He's a Packer fan. Go Bears!
You know, it's lighthearted, it's fun, you know, and the actors are really good, man. I'm impressed. I mean, they're professionals, you know, and I'm just this dude among these actors. So, but yeah, they're great.
The script's a teeny bit understated.
Well, you read the script. I thought it was an exaggeration when I read the script, and then I come here and I'm like, oh my God, they toned it down.
You know, the people are very interesting, and the accent's so much thicker and cooler than I ever imagined. And hunting, all the stuff I've learned about hunting in the T-zone, and yeah, I think it was a little understated.
You know, I mean, like, I'm not really an actor, so when we do these drinking scenes, I should be drinking, and that would make everything rather copacetic, you know.
Everybody in Wisconsin has a different take on that accent. Some of them, you know, it's really heavy, and some of them, it's light.
I wrote the accent phonetically into the script. And when people from Wisconsin that already had the accent would read that accent, and then they come into audition, they sounded Irish.
I was really worried about the accent because I didn't know what a Wisconsin accent was, and it was obvious the way it was written that this guy has a strong North Woods accent.
The hardest part was like getting out there. It's you got to kind of talk with your mouth kind of round. You know what I'm saying? And then you got to end the questions. Questions sound like a statement, and statements sound like questions. You know, so be like, if I was going to ask if you're going to go to the store, I have to end it in your name first. I was going, you going to the store, Mike? It's like I'm telling you to, but I'm asking you. See, or you can do it. You can answer the question too. You going to the store, Mike, or no? See, I got it. It took me weeks to get that down.
I asked Pete, the director, I said, look, you got to send me a tape, because it was all short notice. I read the script and had to leave right away. So they made a tape. The casting person went into Walmart, and I said, just talk to some people and put them on tape, and that way I can hear their sound. And so she got these guys, and they sent me a tape, and I thought they were comedians on the tape. I thought they were not for real, because these guys are like, oh yeah. Yeah, I was out deer hunting and I had a 20-point buck, yeah. No way, yeah, no way, Yahweh, right?
If people watch this movie and they're like, hey, you know, that's not us, Jesus H, come on, what the fuck, that's ridiculous, you know. They know it's them.
So that deer come up and he looked at me like, what are you gonna do about it? And I said, I'm about to show ya. But then I realized I forgot to load my gun. Oh, that's no good there. You got to make sure the howitzer's loaded. Oh, yeah, that's right. These guys are just off the charts.
I don't think we're making fun of people in Wisconsin. I think that we're recognizing that these people exist and they need to be shown. They need to be seen.
Every time you see something at the movies, it's about show business. It's always about the glamorous part, or, I mean, I wanted to show what being a road comic, the unglamorous side of stand-up comedy. I mean, stand-up comedy is unglamorous for the most part. So I wanted to get that on film. I never really have seen a stand-up movie that really got that, you know.
Stand-up comics are a furious bunch of people. They're furious, and they have every right to be. It's a very hard job, going on the road to little towns, and and it's the hardest form of entertainment to just get up and make people laugh by yourself. So rightfully so. So they're, you know, stand-ups are a mean bunch.
I was just last night. I was accosted. Ralphie and Rat Boy and all the other guys.
Oh Christ! You know.
But I was taken over as I was undressing in the trailer last night.
You allowed me the freedom to shower with you, and I thought that was spectacular.
And luckily I enjoyed it by the end. You know, I was a little taken aback at first, but they talked me through it, and I'm not that sore today.
Normally I don't do that on Friday night, so usually that's a Thursday night thing.
What is it like kissing Pete Schwaba?
No. I get chills all over. Makes me shiver.
What was your first impression of Pete Schwaba when you met him?
Well, you can tell. You can immediately assess that Pete's a cool dude. I mean, people give off an aura. He has an aura of being down to earth and mellow.
I know he's a big fan of yours, but did he tell you he was a big fan of yours? But
I haven't really spoke to him in depth whatsoever.
How would you assess Pete Schwaba's skills as a director?
Inept. In a word? In a word, inept. Foolhardy.
He's obviously a novice, but I see he's got a bright future. Not in directing, mind you, but a bright future in something, I'm sure.
I just want people to think I'm cool.
I think the hardest part about any type of movie is when it ends. That's the worst part. It's just, it's gut-wrenching, you know, it's you're going to miss these people, they're your family, and you hope that you're going to work with them on another project.
Pete, moment I saw you, I knew that you're A1 kind of guy, and I ain't talking about the steak sauce, friend. I'm talking about A, as in the first letter of the alphabet, and 1, being the first number when you're counting.
Well, thanks a lot, you guys, for the opportunity, man. It really was fun, man, and it is fun. So, yeah, thanks for thinking of me, and you guys are all great.
Pete, you are a great writer, and thank you for letting me cast your movie. And it is so easy to cast your movie because the writing was magnificent. And I hope it is the next big, fat Godfather of Green Bay.
You let me just branch out and really stretch the character, you know.
I really hope that the movie finds good distribution, and it certainly deserves it. It's everything I've seen is outright hilarious. So, and I'm, you know, particularly furious in it. So, I really hope that it's a success for Pete and everybody else involved.
I think it's a fantastic script, and I think it's a great movie, and I think the cast that was eventually chosen is out of this world. And, you know, when I see the movie, I'm going to remember that.
I remember the 2 horses mating. I'll never forget that, ever.
Yeah.
Thanks, Pete.
You got great instincts, and you're really funny, and you're really smart, and this is the first of many. That's my prediction.
My suggestion to Pete was that as a first-time director, he needs to set up his own repertory company, and I plan on being a member of that repertory company in order to do all Pete Schwaba films.
what are you going to take away from your experience working on this?
Towels?
For more reasons than one, this has been a great opportunity for me, and I met Pete. I just want to say I met Pete at the audition. And people keep asking if we've known each other, if I was one of his old comic buddies. And I said, no, I never met to the audition. And that makes me feel good because our repartee and our relationship is genuine, and it happened just like that. I hope it continues because I think he's great.
So, Pete, I love you, and I really appreciate it. I hope to work with you in the future. I don't care if it's on a film or if it's just more showering.
Things went better than I ever could have thought they. You know, everybody was preparing me, and my partner directed stuff, and he's, you know, this isn't going to go wrong, or this is going to go wrong. This won't happen. You'll get this thrown at you, and there was little things that popped up. But I mean, it was career-wise, it was the best time I've ever had in my life. It was great.